Hey, long time no see everybody. It is September 10th and hopefully you're not like me. I'm just kind of starting to get around to taking care of my stands. However, I figured I'd drop a few tips in and explain how we like to do things around here. This stand right here that I just hung, I modified it. This is the stand I shot 10 gauge out of last year. That stand was originally set just as a kind of an observatory stand, see if it was going to be a good spot. Turns out it was, but it wasn't really too safe to climb into. So I went ahead and I hung a ladder stand there, moved that hang on so that Lauren can get up there and hunt with me. So this is what we really like to do, and Andrew is a huge advocate of this. If you notice here, I got the stand on that main tree in the back and this large brush pile that we've built to and added to this year right out in front of the stand. Now, reason being, there's two big reasons. Number one, I'm right on the edge of a field. So the advantage there is when I'm slipping out in an evening set, or if I'm crazy and trying to get in the stand during a morning, only during the rut most likely, then I have a little bit of cover to climb up and down out of that tree, lower my pack, things like that. But the biggest thing, biggest game changer, is that when you're in that stand, especially during the rut, if there's a buck off in the distance and you decide to call to him, now there's this visual obstruction. So if you've ever been in a situation where you've called to a deer out across the field and he just kind of stops, looks your way, and then goes back to feeding, that's most likely because he can tell that there's not a deer over here. So what we do is we build up this visual obstruction so that if there is a deer out in either direction of the stand, he can assume that, oh, maybe that grunt's coming from a deer behind that brush pile. I'm gonna go check it out a little closer. And that will usually get him to close that distance. So that's a huge, huge key when hanging a stand. The other thing I like to do is I very rarely cut any branches. And if I do cut them, I very rarely cut them clean off. You'll notice here, let me actually get you up in the tree with me. So this is exactly what I was talking about here. I've got all these branches just bent over. What that does is it's basically built a brush blind right out in front of the stand. That'll give me and Lauren a little bit more of a chance to move around, set your feet if you need to, and not be in the wide open. Especially since if anything happens like last year, that deer's gonna be right there at about 15 yards. I'm super excited. This stand setup's perfect. So hopefully you can take these tips, apply them this year. Like I said, if you're crazy like me, haven't got all your stands already taken care of, get out there, get it done, and hunt. Good luck this season, guys. We'll see you soon. Oh yeah, and one last little tip. This is the time of year, if you haven't already, get out there and clear your paths to your stands. A silent approach is key. See you guys.